Okay, good day, everybody. Now we are going to be looking at our crypto analysis Power BI dashboard walkthrough. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how we can design a particular Power BI dashboard, okay, and also things we're going to be doing from start to finish to make our Power BI analysis more viable. All right, so the first thing we are going to be looking at are various simple things throughout the course of this walkthrough, right? So I'm going to be taking you one step after the other, and I just want you to stay with me throughout the course of this entire process, okay? Thank you. All right, so the first things we're going to be doing, we're going to understand the business problem, right? Because basically every business has a particular problem they are trying to tackle or they're trying to solve. So in this case, we're going to be generating an hypothetical company and also an hypothetical problem. All right, and the next thing we want to do is we're going to extract the data, right? We're going to be this particular data. Next thing we want to do is we want to look at the particular answer. So there are basic questions we just will answer for this deep analysis that we are going to be doing. The next thing is we're going to do some preliminary data cleaning. Okay, do some basic data cleaning whereby we're going to be changing some things and adding some extra stuff that we might or might not need in the course of this project. Then also, I'm going to be telling you how we can design the entire dashboard and also data analysis with Power BI, which means we're going to be doing some basic data analysis with our Power BI desktop. Then we're going to be giving some recommendations to the business, which means what they should do following our analysis and what they shouldn't do. All right. So I also want to understand the business problems. We want to know what the particular problem statement for this business is. And from what we can see here, we can see that ARM investment company is like a new company in the heart of Lagos State. Maybe they're probably in Ikeja or VI or Lekki, right? They are new into the crypto world and they want to invest a large chunk of their money into cryptocurrency. But the thing is that they are running blind and they really don't want to put this money and find out that it's going to be a total fail, right? So they need expert knowledge or expert analysis on cryptocurrency movement in the last 2 years. So for them to develop data analytics and how them from which means analysts have been given responsibility of analyzing the past data for the last 2 years, okay, and how they are going to do it. They're going to be using Power BI to do expert analysis for the entire for this entire project. So one thing that they will be doing is data extraction, right? So data extraction was done with Python programming language, right? Using Yahoo Finance API. So the entire code for this project is going to be made available, all right? So, right, and analysis using Python, SQL, Power BI, Excel, you name it, any tool you feel comfortable using, right? So, we're going to be getting this information from Yahoo Finance. I'm sure most of you that deal on crypto, you know Yahoo Finance. They have this data or historical data of cryptocurrency and Forex. I think so. Forex, yeah. Forex should be one of them. However, what we're looking at today is cryptocurrency price prediction, and we'll be focusing just on Bitcoin. We could focus on many cryptocurrencies like Ethereum. We could focus on BNB, Binance coin, right? I think that's what it means. Yeah, Binance coin. We can also focus on Polkadot. We can focus on Dogecoin. So many of them. However, today I'm going to be taking you guys, giving you guys a run through of how we've managed to bring this data from Yahoo Finance. And for us to do this, there are some important libraries that we have to take note of. The first one is Pandas, right? Pandas is a very, very important library when dealing with Python, especially data frames. When we're dealing with Python and data frames with Python, we have to import Pandas, right? So we have the, so for every code, I've managed to put a description of that code, a comment of that code, so that you guys can actually understand it when I share my notebook with you. So this notebook is going to be available on the YouTube page. The link to this notebook is going to be available on the YouTube page. You can't edit the notebook, but you can download the notebook for your own personal use. Okay, so Pandas is a library in Python that's used for manipulation, data manipulation and analysis. So if you want to change, just like in SQL, we have data manipulation language such as update, these we have update, we have um, something like delete, these are manipulation languages. So in Python, we have that also. Okay, there are manipulation languages in Python, and Pandas is a library used for that. All right, we can use it for manipulation and analysis when we are dealing with data frames. Okay, so it's used for large data sets. So there are some times you might be having a data set that has up to 500,000 rows. Okay, so Pandas helps you manipulate this data set by calling the rows or calling the columns which you want to manipulate, right? So there are a wide range of functions for cleaning, transformation, and analysis, which we might not be going deep into it in this particular project walkthrough, but definitely you are going to be having an understanding. So if I decide to use Python to explain or to do an analysis of this Bitcoin, of this cryptocurrency project, I'm going to be giving commented explanation on every code written so that those of you that wish to use Python won't be found lagging behind. Okay, so the next thing we use is Yahoo. We imported Yahoo Finance. Okay, so Y Finance, as we call it. Okay, it's Yahoo Finance, but Y Finance, as we call it. Y Finance is a Python library. Okay, is an API we use to download data from Yahoo Finance. So Twitter has their own API. Instagram has their own API. Many of these stocks they have their own API, right, which you can use to download data from. But I think Twitter API is paid. I don't think TikTok has API for African countries. I'm not sure about that per se, but Instagram has its own API, which you can use to do Instagram sentiment analysis and all that, right? Twitter has its own API. I think Twitter API now is paid. You have to pay to actually get that API. So this Yahoo Finance, Y Finance API is used to access financial data such as stock prices, dividends, and splits. You name it. Then we have date time. So the date time library is basically used to when you're working with dates and times, right? You have to import dates time. If you're going to manipulate your way through the date of a particular data set or the time, you need date time library. If not, you won't be able to do such. Okay, so it's self-explanatory. So if you're looking to manipulate your way through, or you're working with date time, you're working with dates and time, you have to use the date time library. Okay, so we also have um, date and time delta. So I'm just going to read this description because I think it's self-explanatory here. The date class is part of the date time module. So which means this date is part of this date time module and represents a date, which is year, month, and day. So the difference, date time can be year, month, day, hours, minutes, and seconds. But when you're talking about date is year, month, and day. There's a difference between date time and date. Okay, date is focusing only on the year, the month, and the day in Python, right? Time delta class is also part of the okay, I'm just going to remove this. I think I was trying to be all cool. The time delta class is also part of the date time module and represents a duration, okay, of difference between two dates or time. So if you're trying to look at trying to find the difference between a particular date and another date, you will have to use time delta to actually find the differences. Okay, so just like it says here, it can be used for operations like adding or subtracting days, which we're going to be using. I'm going to be explaining that. Subtracting days, hours, or seconds from a date time object. Then the next thing we did here is to assign a variable called today. Okay, with the name of this variable is today, and here is date.today, right? Is a built-in method, okay, in Python. So what this line of code does is that it creates a new variable called today and assigns it the value returned by date.today function. Okay, so the today method is, that returns a current local date. So if you're focusing on the current date, so like for example, Yahoo Finance has a lot of data from 2019 to I think today. So now we are telling Yahoo Finance to start to focus on the data as at today. So maybe you might be looking at this data in 2024. If you use this code, Yahoo Finance is going to focus on the data from that day in 2024, right? So we use this date.today. We're telling Yahoo Finance that, okay, give us the data as at today. And we want to find from today down to so day, right? So get the difference between today and so day. That is when we're going to, sorry about the so day, right? I'm Nigerian. So from today to whatever day it is, we're going to now be using time delta to get the difference, to do the difference between those two dates. Okay, so the next one is today dot strif time. All right, what this does is that we are assigning a variable d1. We want to name that date 1, okay, because we're going to be getting two dates, the end date and the start date. Okay, the end date simply means today. That is what today is. And then the start, so if you notice in the D1, we're using today.strip time. That means we're telling this Python code, get us the date for today. Then in the start date, if you look at it very well, there's no today.strip time. It's just so we're trying to say, if you look at it, to date dot today minus time delta 730 days. So what we're telling Python here is, so you can just, I don't want to read the description. You can go ahead to read this whole description, right? So what you're telling Python is from today, calculate from today to 730 days before today. We can increase it to 900 days if we want to. Okay, but we're telling Python today minus 730 days. Whatever date you get is going to be the start date. Okay, that's what we're telling Python here. From today, so today being the 16th of April, 16th of April minus 730 days. Whatever date you're getting is going to be the start date. But today is the end date. I don't know if that's clear. Today is the end date, but today minus 730 days, which is going 730 days back, whatever date it lands on is going to be the start date. That's what we're doing here. So D1 is the end date, D2 is the start date. So the start date might fall in let's say 730 days basically is 2 years, right? 365, that's 730 days, right? So it should be 2 years, right? I think so. Yeah, exactly 2 years. So it's going to be 2 years. So 2 years from today is going to be the start date. Okay, that is what we're trying to do there. So this is where we assign the variable start date is D2. All right, so our data will now be, if we want, we can choose to change this to Ethereum, that is ETH, okay, but we want to use BTC. So we're telling Yahoo Finance, okay, download the data for BTC to USD, and the start is going to be the start date, right? That's which is 730 days from today, 2 years from today, and the end date is going to be today. All right, so we want to assign progress to false. Okay, so that means it disables the download progress bar when it stops at that date. All right, so here we are assigning the we are telling Python in this particular code, we're telling Python that okay, the we want the index column to be let me just see that here. We want the index column to be the date column, right? In the original data, which is the original data, this first one we did here, the index, the date was the index, right? The date was the index column, which means that we won't even be able to access the date if we should use the date at the index column. Let me show you what the index column is. So this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the index of this particular data frame, right? So originally, instead of us to be having 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, this date that we are seeing here was not existing before. So this 2021 0417 was the index column, which means that we cannot even use it to do any analysis. It's just like a numbering system for our data frame. But we want this 2021 0417 to be a column on its own so that we can actually do our analysis based on that date column. So what we did here is that we're not telling Python that take that index column, which is the date, and assign it to a new column called date so that we can actually access it. So that is what we did in this particular, so that we can use it for analysis and visualization. So that is what this code does. Then our new, so we're not telling Python that, all right, after you've done that, I want you to now reorder the columns of our data set because when what we are doing like this, if we should leave it this way, the date column is going to come in as last place, and we don't want that. We want the date column to be the first column. So we're now telling Python, reorder the columns in this order, reorder them this way, which means where the date comes first, the open value comes second, the high comes third, low comes fourth, close comes fifth. This other one, adjacent close, I think that what it means, right? Comes as the sixth um, column, then the volume comes as the last column. So that is what we've been able to do here. Then um, what we are now telling Python here in this part, in this last code, is that to drop the old index because what we're going to be having here is we're going to be having the dates, this date as an index, and also we're having another date as the column. So we want to drop the old dates value as we want to drop it as an index, then automatically Python is going to create an index for us using 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's the aim of this particular code. Then this one is just to print this information you are seeing here. So that is basically what we use this code for. Then this code we have here is just to get the shape. The shape means we want to know the number of rows and want to know the number of columns we have in our data set. Automatically, we are going to have 730 rows because we told Python to go back 730 days before, which means the data we are having is 700, just 730 rows for 730 days. Then this 7 here is the number of columns we have in our data set. Right, so the next time we're going to be doing this, we're going to be going straight into looking at the like describing our values. We want to see how do we have outliers in our data? Do we have um, how skewed is our data? So we're going to be doing some basic analysis using histograms and so on and so forth. But for this video, all I just want you guys to understand is what we were doing using the Python codes for this. I know Python is kind of strange for most of you that are focused on SQL, Excel, and Power BI. As a data analyst, you basically need SQL, Excel, and Power BI. So Python is just to, I'm just using this video to explain everything we're trying to do with these codes. These are baby codes, so I'm sure you'll be able to understand them. When we go into analysis proper, using Power BI, so we're going to be using Power BI to do analysis for the sake of everybody watching this video. Then we can also do some forecasting to actually know what the price of Bitcoin is going to be like, right, in months to come or years to come. Okay, so thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, so awesome. Now that we have seen how the data looks like, right? How and what data we're trying to work with. The next thing we want to do is we want to look at questions. What are basic questions that we want to answer using this particular data set, right? One of the questions is, what is the final close price? Okay, the final close price simply means what is the closing price as at today, right? Probably whenever it is you're working with your data, today's date is maybe 23rd or 24th or 25th of April. What is the close price as of today, right? The next thing we also want to look at, what is the highest closing price so far for these particular cryptocurrencies? What is the lowest closing price, and what is the average volume for each of these cryptocurrencies? And also, what is the price correlation of the various crypto we have in our data sets? So it could be 10 cryptocurrencies you're working with, it could be 3, just like me, it could be 2, but is there a positive or negative correlation between, that's by correlation I mean relationship between these two cryptocurrency, right? This is what we want to be looking at using Power BI, and our analysis is going to actually tell us this particular, is going to help us answer these particular questions. Okay, so after doing all this, we want to then go into data cleaning, right? And for cleaning our data, it could be different for you, it could be different for me. But one of the things I did while cleaning this data set, which I'm going to be showing you, is by making sure that each of the prices, both the high, the low, the opening, and also the closing prices, have the dollar sign in each of them, right? So that we can easily identify them. Then I also created some relationships using the data I have worked, because while extracting the data using Python, I left a particular column for the ID in case I need to link these two data sets or 3 data sets together, right? I think one of the other things we're able to do was also to extract the year, the day, and the month column in case we are looking for the month whereby crypto had the highest price, highest closing price, or highest opening price, or whatever it is we're trying to do. All right, so the next video you're going to be seeing is the cleaning process, just the basic cleaning process, adding the dollar symbol and every other thing that we wanted to do in this particular data. Okay, so now we have our Power BI opened, and what we want to do now is we just want to do some basic cleaning on our data, right? And this basic cleaning is going to be for the 3 data sets we have here, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. And also we are going to be doing creating relationship, right, using this model section here. All right, so let's just go into the first part of our cleaning process. So the first thing I want to do is just to do the basic thing, which is putting the dollar sign in front of all the figures we have here. Okay, so I'm going to wait while this is going to take a while because I have a lot of data opened on my machine, right? So I want to put the dollar sign on both the open, the high, the low, the close, and this other value. Yeah, then the volume, I don't need to put any dollar sign because that's not actually in dollars. That's just the total number of coins traded that particular day, right? Or the total number of coins available that particular day. So I'm going to have to pause my screen, and the next time I show it, I'm going to have done the same cleaning process for both Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, right? Okay, so now we've been able to put the dollar sign in front of the prices, and also we kind of rounded up the figures because we're just interested in whole numbers, right? We're interested in the exact value and not decimal points. So we rounded this to the nearest whole number, and this is what we're going to be doing for the BTC and also Litecoin, for all three coins, okay, the same cleaning process. So just not to bore you guys, I'm going to start the video, pause the video, do the same cleaning process for all the other coins, and then we can go right into that. However, we want to create a relationship with this with all these coins, right? So what we would be doing is we are going to be clicking on let's see. Okay. We're going to be clicking on this particular bar, which is add manager. It's managing our relationships. Then, okay, so I'm going to make sure that I'm going to make sure that this is visible all the way. So I'll share my entire screen. All right, so I'm going to click on new relationship, which means I want to create a relationship, right? So I will just link every single one of them. So BTC first, then I'm going to be selecting ETH. I want to just join the index together, right? That's just what I'm interested in, using the index. Okay, so so this should be cardinality will be 1 to many. Then so I will just cross filter direction. This should be both. Then I would say okay. Then I'm going to make another relationship again. This relationship is going to be between BTC and LTC. Okay, so I'll just click on new. Then this should be BTC and LTC using the same index. So this should be 1 to many. Then cardinality is going to be both. So this is just, I mean, cross filter direction is going to be both. So click on OK. Right. So I think this should be it. So I will just click on close. Well, so what I'm just doing this is it's just like primary keys and secondary keys, but I'm using SQL. So click on close. So this should take effect. I should be seeing the changes anytime soon. Okay, I'm still waiting for this to pop up. All right, so now we have our relationships all set. We can see that in the arrows. These lines are just pop up. So we have our relationships all set. The next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead into answering this business questions, right? We want to go ahead into answering our business questions like what is the final close price, what is the highest close price, and so on and so forth. All right, so in the next video, what we're going to be doing is doing our analysis using our Power BI dashboard to answer most of these questions. Okay. So for now, you just go ahead and practice doing the data cleaning, create your relationships, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. So after cleaning our data set, what we want to now look at is designing our dashboard, right? So and to do this, we're going to be using not just also going to be using Canva, all right? Make a particular background. So we need a consistent background across all our visuals, all right? So what with the background we're going to be using is this particular background you can see in this recording, right? So you can see the whole candlesticks and all. This is the background we're going to be using across our visuals, both from the home page down to the recommendations page, okay? And that is basically what we are going to be doing, designing our dashboard, adding page links, navigation links, so that where in whatever page we are, we can always go back or move forward in case there was something we actually missed. So the next video you're going to be seeing is actually the dashboard design process. Okay, just simple design process, and every other thing is just the same all through. But we're just going to be designing the home page so that you can see how it is done. Right, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you're watching this, all good. Awesome. So now we want to talk about how to build and design our dashboards, right? How to build and design our dashboards. So the first thing we have to do is we need to set up our home page. Okay, and for me, I like to use Canva to actually design my dashboard. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the name of my page. Okay, I'm going to edit the name of my page. So I'm going to name this home page. Right, so I'm going to add another one. This one I can just leave it as it can be left like that. So I want to set up a new put a background here, right? A design background. So I don't have to use the defaults from Power BI to actually do this. I want to make my design awesome and really ready to use. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head on to Canva. I'm going to head on to Canva to get my slides ready. Please hold on while I open my Canva account. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I have my Canva here. So I already have my design made already, the background, because it's not the same background I've been using since the start of this video. I just need to pick up some things and put in new stuffs here. So I'm going to wait for this to load. Okay, so I have this coming up already. So all I just want to do is I want to put navigation pages, right? So that I can easily navigate from one part of my from one page to the other using page links, navigation links, which we're going to be creating in Power BI, right? So I'm going to head on to, yeah, I think I have this already here. So I'm going to head on to this particular page, which is page 2. This is where I want to design my home page. All right, so what I just want to use here, I want to use this little rounded edges, these boxes, as the navigation panes. So I'm going to design the little boxes here, then go on to Power BI to put in the page links. Okay, so I hope this doesn't really get slow. Okay, let's see how far we can go. I just have to wait for my laptop to kick in properly. So, yeah. So I'll be doing 5 of these because I'll be having 5 navigation panes. Okay, I think I'll just be using 4 just to make sure this is actually in order. So I'll be using 4, which is home, business problem analysis, and recommendations. So okay, I'm going to bring the other one here. Okay, then I'm going to bring the other one here also. Then this, yeah, I'm going to leave this here also. So now I have all my navigation panes set for use. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure it's aligned, properly aligned. Okay, and let's see. Awesome. So now I have all the navigation pane all set up. So this is just going to be my home page, right? So I don't need this stuff here. I'm going to take it out. So this is my navigation page. So I can call this crypto, it could be crypto analysis or whatever you want to do, just name yours as, right? So I'm going to download this page too. Okay. I'm going to download this page too. So this will just be set up to only page 2 because that's the only page I need, right? So click on download and it's ready for you. Right, so the next thing I want to do now is I want to head on to Power BI, right, and import that background as my new homepage background. So I'll just head on to Power BI. And what I want to do now is I want to, my canvas is so small, right? So I want to set up my canvas to be big enough to house anything I'm going to be doing. So I'll click on custom and set this to let's say 1,000 to, okay, I'm going to minimize this. Okay, I want this to be larger. This will be 1,000, so let's say 1,400. Okay, let's say 1,500. Perfect. So I have this all set. Awesome. So which means my canvas is actually big enough. So the next thing I want to do is I want to set up my canvas background, right? My canvas background. I want it to be that particular image I just downloaded, right? So this is going to be this. And let's see what it gives us. Oh, okay. I think I was actually setting up the wrong stuff. So this should be custom. Then this should be 1,000. To 1,500. Awesome. So I'm going to set up my canvas background and I want this to be the image I just downloaded. So I'm going to set the transparency to 0. Okay, I think okay, I'm not going to use the canvas background. I'll just click on insert image. I think that should be the best way forward. So let's see. Okay, perfect. So insert image, I'm going to click on the image I just downloaded. And this should be ready to use. Yeah, so all I just have to do is drag this down, all the way down. Okay, so let's see where this takes us. Okay, so this is so I'm going to go back to what we have here, the canvas settings, and I'm going to change this to 16.9. Yeah, I want this to be fitted. I don't know why this is not fitted. Okay, so I want this to be properly fitted. So I'm looking for a way I can actually fit this in. Let me see. Okay. Awesome. So we have our home page now set up. But the only thing we have to do is we have to put in values, page links into each of this. We have to put in page links into every one of this stuff we can see here. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to add, let's see, I'm going to add a text into this place. So what I'm just going to call this text should be home, right? So I'm going to increase the value of this to maybe 20, and the writing I can just give it let's see, the font we can use let me see, consolas. Okay, you can just use any font basically. Yeah, you can use any font you want to use. Where is my text? Okay. Okay, just to be sure. So I'm just trying to bring this um okay. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, so after setting our background, getting the size we want, the next thing we just have to add is a text box. Okay, we can decide to call this text box let's just say home. Okay, we can say home page. All right, to make it better off. Then I'm going to adjust the size and change the font. Let's say Times New Roman, give it bold. Yeah. Then I'm going to reduce this so it fits into it. So yeah. Then I'll just drag this to this place here. Yeah, I think this should work. Okay, then I want to change, remove the background. Yeah, so I'm going to remove the background and try to make it at the center. So this stays at the center here. Awesome. So the next one I want to put is let's see, I want to give this business problem, so they can easily understand the business problem, right? So I'm going to enlarge this and drag this here. Okay, then this should come here. Then I can put this in the center. Okay. I think enlarging this would make it, yeah. So what I would do is awesome. So yeah. So I think I might just have to reduce this to 16. Then awesome. So I'm going to drag this up and here we go. Perfect. So you can put yours something different or you can go with mine. So this should just do it for me. So I think I'm good to go. Yeah, so I'll just try to make sure that this is aligned to the right, to the center, right? Then the next page I want to do is my I can call it analysis page. Okay, and I'll take this one here. So this one can be analysis. So this is going to be where I have all my visuals and everything, right? Then the next one I want to do will be my recommendations. So this is where the business owners will kind of see the recommendations I'm providing for them. So maybe be it on mobile that they're using this Power BI dashboard, they're using their mobile device to view the Power BI dashboard. It doesn't really matter, right? So, yep, this is my. So what I just have to do now is I have to um create a link. So let's see. Okay. So I'm just trying to see if I can do extra editing. All right, so the next thing I have to do here is now create a page link for this different text box that I've just inserted, right? So the next page we're going to have here is definitely business problem, right? Business problem. So what I have to do is I already have a slide for this particular business problem. Okay, I just have to copy and paste the slide, save that slide as an image, then bring the slide here as something maybe a background. I think I can use it as a background to go around for this particular place we have here. Okay, so okay, so next thing I want to do is I want to insert a button. Okay, I can just click blank. Yeah. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to enlarge this navigation button and so make it cover this whole space. Then I'm going to drag this here. So the action is definitely going to be this is going to page navigation, right? And destination should be okay. Yeah, since it just takes us to the home page, right? Then I'm also going to let's see. Okay, awesome. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert another button, and just the same thing we did for the home page, right? I'm just going to drag this down here, then drag this all the way here too. Just make sure it covers the entire, both the box and the text. So in case the person is actually clicking the text or the box, it still takes them to that point. So here I'm going to have action, and the action should take us should be a page navigation, and it takes us to business problem, right? So the next one we're also going to be having is the next page is analysis, right? Awesome. Then after analysis, we should be having recommendation. So okay. Then the home page, I should also have another, I should be inserting another button. Okay. What I want to do here is I want to have the shape to be a rounded rectangle. Okay. Then let's see. I'm just trying to make the shape the same as the other one. So this should be awesome. Awesome. So the shape, then the rounded corners, I'm going to drag it out to the end. So it just covers the entire stuff there. Then we also we have to insert another button. So this same one is just going to have the same thing as the others. And yeah, so then I'll just drag this down so it covers the entire thing. So the shape is going to be a rounded rectangle, same. Then the rounded corners all to the end. Then the action, definitely, the action will take us to the analysis section. Then, so this should just take us to analysis. Then also we're going to do the same thing for recommendations. Awesome. So we're going to do the same for recommendations here. I'll just drag this same stuff here. So yours could be a circle, yours could be anything, but I'm using a rounded rectangle because the shape I designed with Canva is already a rounded rectangle, right? So I want everything to be in alignment. So awesome. So I'm just going to drag this other end here. Then the shape, same as the others, rounded rectangle, rounded corner should be to the end. Then my action is going to be, the type is going to be page navigation. Then I'm also going to have the search recommendations. Okay, so I think that is all there is to be for the home page. So setting up the home page, this is how I'm going to actually have my home page set up, okay? So it takes me from one section to the other, right? Step by step, all the way through. So the next thing I want to be doing now is I want to set up my business problem, the page for my business problem. I'm going to be having the same background, so maybe probably not this crypto analysis, but probably the same background, okay, which I'm going to be using for my business problem. Okay, so you can go ahead and set up your own home page and let's see what you're able to come up with. Okay, so now we go to the business problem. All right, so here we are just going to, let me see the background. for the home page. I want to make sure that the business problem and the home page are actually the same dimension. So, okay, awesome. So the business problem here is we're just going to change the background. So this should be canvas background. Then I'm going to add, so I kind of downloaded the one from my slide, and let me see if it's something that can be used. Okay, I doubt if this can be used in any way, but however, let's see how that works. So I'm going to try and adjust the okay, let's see. Okay, now, so we have our background all set, even though we are having the little Daniel analytics here, but however, kudos to Daniel analytics. So next thing I want to do is I want to put a text box that says business problem. Okay, tells everybody that, hey, we are dealing with the business problem, right? Or we can say, we can call it, well, let's just say business problem. Right. So I'm going to give this the whole, okay. Then we can reduce this and align this to the center and drag this here. So we can give this bold, change the fonts. We can call it area black. I know it's not kind of consistent with our fonting, but there's certainly a reason for that. So the effect is the color background. Okay, we want to leave it as white. Then we are also going to insert a new text box. Okay, this is where we're going to be having our the business problem, the problem statement, the same one we had in our slides. So I will just copy what we have from the slide here. Okay, then I'm going to bring it into awesome. Awesome. So this is just the same thing we had on our slide. So I'm just taking it here. And I'm going to have to enlarge this. So maybe not to 20, I think 18 is fine. Yeah. So we have this in place. And I just want to be sure. Okay. All good. All perfect. So the next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that the background is the same color, right? The same thing we have. So I'm just going to have to copy the color scheme. This should be green. Then I'm going to leave the effects, the background, and just go to more colors and paste this, and I'm good to go. So I can see here almost the same thing I have on my slide. So I'm going to have to increase the fonts for the title to maybe 28. And let's say, awesome, 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 awesome. So I want to have this here like this. So this is a business problem. So we have this settled for the business problem, right? Good to go. So the next thing we want to do is we want to go into our analysis. So I'm not going to be making videos for showing you how we're doing the analysis step by step, right? I'm just going to pause this video and resume this video when we have our analysis all done. Okay, we're just going to be doing basic analysis and time series forecasting, then giving our recommendation on what coin seems profitable in the last 2 years, and telling ARM Holdings what coin they should be focusing on, or what coin they should be kind of putting in their large capital or trying to invest into that, right? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to dive into the analysis. But for now, I think you should practice and keep practicing on how to actually develop an interesting dashboard. All right. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. In our dashboard, the backgrounds, adding page and navigation links. The next thing we want to do is dive into our analysis, right? We want to perform our analysis answering those basic questions that we listed out at the beginning of this entire project. All right, so in this analysis, we're going to keep it simple, right? Using cards, and of course, we're going to be using line plots, line charts, because that's basically the basis of this entire project, looking at the price over time from one date to another date, right? So the next video we're going to be seeing is our analytical process, right? What we've been able to uncover so far. And we'll also be importing and downloading extra visuals just to give our entire stuff a meaning. All right, so stay with me and I'll see you guys in the analytical stage. Right, so I haven't designed our dashboards, right? I'm just going to take you through a brief walkthrough through the dashboard that we just designed, right? And from the home page to the business problems, the analysis and recommendations. These are like the four basic stages in the entire process of this project. All right, so we've talked about how we're able to create these page links, right? So the first thing we want to do is go towards the business problem, right? We want to know what is affects analytics. So basically, Power BI, right? And yeah, so we can see here is the business problem. So just like what we discussed at the start of this project, it's the same business problem. Nothing changed, right? Just that this is in Power BI. This is in Power BI. We're just going to skip through this. This is like another page link. If I want to go back, I can click on this. And if I want to go to the next page, which is the analysis, so rather than going all the way back to the page, I can just click on the next, which takes me to the analysis, where I was able to do the analysis of my interior. And this is awesome. Where to second, the question there is the final that was the last time this data set were actually updated. So 3rd of April 2023, in case you're watching 2029, this is 2023. Okay, so we are looking at the final closing, which is the closing price, the last date that was updated, right? So which is going for this to load also, which is $27,590. The price of Bitcoin at the end of April is $20,590. The price here as of April is $100. And we see line of Bitcoin and ETH over the last 2 years from April. I'm just going to leave this from April 24th or April 23rd. Yeah, April 24th to today, April 23rd, which is 2 years. 21. You can see this. We can see when Bitcoin actually went down to its lowest. This should be somewhere around 15,000 or so. Yeah, if we look at the lowest price, all-time low is 15,000 for 2 years. So we just have to scroll down a little bit to find out when this was. Right, this should be somewhere between the 1st of November. Okay, I think I can see somewhere between the 1st and 5th of November 2022. That was its highest low, all-time low. Then for Ethereum should be somewhere around okay, it's going to be awesome. Find this somewhere around Ethereum, the all-time low should be around the 1st of June and the 20th of June 2022. Right, but we can see that there's a similar similar between Bitcoin and Ethereum, which means when one goes up, the other goes up. But they might have differences in prices, but when one goes up, the other goes up, and when one comes down, the other comes down. There's a positive correlation, a positive relationship between the price of these two coins. And we just decided to focus on BTC. The highest Bitcoin, the highest price Bitcoin had the last 2 years is $6,500. I think it would be somewhere around here, between the 1st of November 2021 and the 10th, we can say, and the 10th of November 2021. And also for ETH, this should be between, let's say, okay, for ETH, I think this should be between the same time, which means when BTC was experiencing its highest price, Ethereum was also experiencing its highest price. You can also look at the average volume last year. Okay, this is 31.84 BTC billion for each of that BTC. Right. So we then decided to go further to actually cast the price for BTC alone. Right. Since there's going to be there's a positive correlation between BTC and ETH, we just decided to focus on forecasting the price for BTC alone over the next 12 months. But from what we can see here, we can see that there won't be, according to our basic forecasting, right? We just did not do a serious time analysis in Python, or we did not really focus on the extreme parameters using Power BI. We just did a confidence interval of 95, right? And what is telling here is that the prices will seem to be equal from now to the next 12 months, which is probably correct, but we are expecting Bitcoin back next week. I think that will be where the price of Bitcoin would go up. So people are going to go or are going to sell their Bitcoin at that point in time. So the next thing we also want to looking at this similar trend analysis between Bitcoin and Ethereum. We also want to look at what we did, like the correlation of prices between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin using Python. How we did our analysis using Python. Okay. Awesome. About correlation of the prices of this cryptocurrency, this is exactly what we mean, right? So if we look at this line plot, this was done using Python in Google Colab. The link to this notebook has been posted in the description of this YouTube video. Okay, so if you look at the prices of this cryptocurrency, when let's look at Bitcoin, which is the blue line. When Bitcoin goes up, and see that Ethereum and Litecoin also goes up, right? When it comes down, the coins also come down. So when one goes up, another goes up. When one comes down, another comes down, which means that there is a positive relationship between the prices of these cryptocurrencies. And if we look at the correlation heat map, we can see how positive or how strong these relationships are. So we can look at this correlation table here. The relationship between Bitcoin and Ethereum, Bitcoin and Litecoin, they are all positive, gearing towards the 0.90 mark, right? So which is what we mean when we talk about the correlation of prices between the cryptocurrencies, okay, which is something we saw between Bitcoin and Ethereum in the previous video using Power BI. Okay, so the next thing we now want to look at is we want to look at our recommendations, right? What we can recommend to what we can recommend to ARM holdings. But before we do that, we are going to look at the buy hold strategy, right? How we came up with the buy hold strategy, right? So that's something we want to pay attention to, because the buy hold strategy is according to or depending on the person doing it. This is just mine. Depending on the person doing it, it might differ, right? So that's something we want to pay attention to. Awesome. So when we talk about the buy and hold strategy, our formula for buy and hold strategy is simply this particular formula you can see here. Buy like is a passive investment in which an investor buys cryptocurrency, just buys, hold it for a long period of time, regardless from fluctuations of it, right? So the idea is when you buy a particular coin, you might want to hold it. So when you see that the price has gone up a reasonable amount, you then decide to sell it. So you buy, hold, price goes up, and then you sell it. All right. So our idea here is we want to use buy hold strategy for the last 2 years. Sorry, this is reading 2 months. For the last 2 years, right? So our formula is um, TO, right? We're using TO, where T represents a certain period and price O is the initial closing price. So this is the formula here, right? So we needed to write this time into column into time, all that long process, right? I don't want to go into explaining that. The next thing we decided to do is to use the lambda function to actually apply our formula, which is what we have here. So this is like the price telling us which one was actually profitable over time. So buy strategy tells us which coin was profitable over time. Then looking at that, we're able to come up with this visual using that pandas data frame we had there. So from this particular visual, we can see that Ethereum was actually the most profitable coin over time using the buy hold strategy. Ethereum has been the most profitable over time. Doesn't mean Bitcoin isn't or Litecoin isn't a viable option. One is better order, and in this case, it's profitable because probably due to some reasons, maybe coin the percentage increase was actually more than that of coin over the last in the last 2 years, right? But in the right sense, this buy hold strategy will work better for shit coins, coins such as Solana, coins such as Credo, coins such as Polkadot, Dogecoin. It could work better, and it actually works better using shit coins because the idea of buy hold strategy works better with shit coins. All right, so the next thing we want to do is our recommendations. What can we recommend to holdings using our analysis so far? Awesome. So now that we have looked at our analysis using Power BI, the question is what recommendations can we actually give ARM holdings using this analysis that we've done so far in Power BI, right? That is the basic analysis we've done so far in Power BI. Now, next thing we're going to discuss are the recommendations and also something which I call we're going to be drawing insights using the buy hold strategy. Okay, so from the buy hold strategy we calculated, we decided to go ahead to give our recommendations to ARM Holdings. All right, so looking at this scroller here, I just wanted to make this look cool. So this this particular scroller is for the closing price, the opening price and the closing price of Bitcoin since 2021. So this will keep scrolling for every single day from April 24th, 2021 till it gets to 23rd of April 2023. So our recommendations is simply as just simple as follows. Okay, we want ARM Holdings to invest in Ethereum. All right, and this could be because maybe they're moving to blockchain and using MetaMask and all that. They could actually invest heavily in Ethereum. Doesn't mean that Bitcoin is very good coin to invest in, but from our buy hold strategy, right, we are relying solely on our algorithms and what we've been able to calculate so far and what we can see from our analysis. So we are relying strongly on our analysis, and we are telling ARM Holdings to actually invest more in Ethereum. Maybe they can put 80% of their capital in Ethereum and 20% of their capital outlay in Bitcoin. Then furthermore, ARM Holdings can actually give us more information on more data for coins such as shit coins like Solana, Credo, Polkadot, and every other coin. So we can use that to calculate to perform a buy and hold strategy and compare that with that of Bitcoin and Ethereum and tell them, okay, in case they want to invest more in cryptocurrency, what particular shitcoin they should be putting um, the their other capital or whatever investment funds they need to put into crypto, what type of coin they need to be invested heavily in. Okay, so far that is what we have been able to come up with in our crypto analysis. All right, and the next thing we just want to do now is probably in the future we can be looking at time series. Okay, so this time series analysis would basically be something small, just be looking at the possible increase or decrease in the prices of cryptocurrency, and we could be looking at more coins, but definitely Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be major players since we already started with them. Okay, so we want to be looking at the changes of this price in crypto or price in these coins over the next 30, 90, 180 days, and so on and so forth. All right, so if you actually love this project walkthrough, I want you to click on subscribe. Okay, drop a comment on something you like us to try next time. So hit the like button, and we will see you in the next one.